Hey folks, hope you're doing really well. Welcome back to another little video. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Apologies for the radio silence. This little thing called life gets in the way sometimes, making these videos. But we're at the high point of today's ride, just closing in on Marsden View. Lovely, lovely views out to the right. I can see Emily Moor in the distance, Hull Moss. And it's a cold mid-November afternoon. I'm just running an errand actually across to Halifax, and what better way to drop something off than jump on the bike, cycle over the tops and waffle into my GoPro along the way. Another couple of weeks it'll be winter, and of course, cycling winter throws up a whole set of new, fresh challenges, maybe one or two opportunities as well, and we'll talk about that as we go along. The question is, dear viewer, will you be cycling through the winter this year? Assuming that is you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and winter cycling means a deterioration in conditions, or certainly more challenging conditions. But anyway, enough blathering. We'll just get over the top, start the descent, and catch up with you shortly. Wow, look at these views. Never gets old. Well, just coming down from the tops there, and I had to stop and put my gloves on. It's very, very cold when you're descending this time of year. Probably about 4 degrees on the tops, and there's a pretty keen northerly headwind, and that's lowering the temperature another 2 or 3 degrees, I would say. And those of you that do cycle through the winter, you'll know what a kind of search for the holy grail it is, getting the right clothing to not overheat on the climbs and not absolutely freeze your ass off on the descents. I'm just wearing 2 layers actually today. I'm trying out a new base layer. So far so good. Just the right side of being a bit cold, and didn't overheat too badly on the way up. So until it gets really, really cold over the next couple of months, I think this will pretty much be my setup. It's just coming up to 2 p.m, and this time of year the light really starts fading after about 3 o'clock. By 4 p.m. it'll be pretty much dark. I'll have to have a little think when I get to Halifax in terms of options to head back. I might just hop on the train a few stops and not have to go down the trunk road in the dark. We'll see. That's a quick stop for a drink, and today's bike in its winter cloak, I suppose. So by winter cloak I mean very chunky lights, a couple of front lights. I've got a Brighton Guardia sort of radar rear lights. I'm really impressed with this. The lovely folks at Brighton sent this to me a couple of months ago, and I might do a review. I'm actually really blown away by just how good it is as a rear light. Mixed results on the radar front, might talk about that in a future video. But mud guards as well, obviously a must at this time of year, because there's, even on dry days, you can get runoff and bits of stuff that doesn't fully dry out. So these are the SKS Race Blade Pro XL, can't speak, it's too cold. I've reviewed these elsewhere on the channel if you're interested. They're just little clip-ons, and yeah, they do the job really well. I think another thing that a lot of people do is put some more hard-wearing tyres on their bike for the winter. It's maybe something with a bit more grip. I run Schwalbe Marathon plus tyres all year round actually, and these are great for the winter as well as, you know, hard-wearing every other season. So yeah, winter kit obviously is goes without saying, and a bit of a winter bike setup doesn't do you any harm as well. And just continuing the rather random thoughts about winter cycling, socks, man, I spent years and years trying to find the right pair of socks to not get completely numb feet and end rides at this time of year with my feet like blocks of ice. And what I've actually settled on is just going out pretty much consistently at this time of the year with overshoes on. And I found a cheap pair of overshoes from the likes of Decathlon or Halfords or whatever. Does a lot more for me, at least, than trying to faff around with thicker pairs of socks and like thermal socks and all that kind of stuff. It's just keeping the wind, the icy wind out of your kind of shoes, and having that extra light thin layer seems to make the world of difference for me. So if you are struggling with like cold feet and faffing around with different pairs of socks and spending a fortune like I have over the years, have a go at just sticking overshoes on, even though, you know, it's bone dry today. There's no chance of actually my feet getting wet, but they really do make a difference in terms of keeping your feet warm. In my experience, worth a try. And you know, I think the overshoes that I'm wearing today were 15 quid, something like that, so it's not going to break the bank, and might actually keep your feet warm over the winter. Right, let's get back on the bike. Barker's Land beckons, and then I guess Elland Halifax is sort of over that way. Let's go. So I've just got back from a few weeks in the Far East with work, and before I left it hadn't really turned cold, so having spent a reasonable amount of time in Malaysia and Singapore and finished my little business trip in Indonesia of all places, and it's like 35 to 38 degrees every day, and flew back, landed at Manchester, and wow, it was a real shock to the system. It's really has turned cold now, and obviously as we get into the winter properly, the weather is, you know, going to be more and more challenging. There'll still be great days, there'll still be days when the sun's out and get those lovely bluebird skies, but yeah, it's certainly a bit of a shock to the system being on the bike today. And one of the last rides I did before I left was the big overnight, so I ride through the night routes up to Carlisle, up to the Scottish border, 110, 115 miles or so. Legs felt really strong, and I felt really good on that ride, and so frustrating because that was pretty much it. I think I've done one more ride since, and it's a real game of snakes and ladders when you're trying to maintain some bike fitness, but you've got other priorities, other things you have to do. And you know, coming back out on the bike today, I almost feel like I've never ridden a bike in terms of sort of how strong your legs feel. But hey ho, it's the way of the world, and there'll be hopefully times in the future where I have a lot more time to get out more frequently and to make more videos, I guess, if there continues to be some interest in this little fledgling YouTube channel. Okay, I think we're just approaching Elland here. Definitely feels a bit warmer down here. a couple of miles traffic free, I think, towards Halifax. And I think I'm gonna try and grab a hot drink, warm up a little bit, and then jump on the train back down the Calder Valley. Maybe hop off a little bit early and do a few miles back home, we'll see. Just hope the trains are running, otherwise we may just have to go back over the tops in the dark. So yeah, just really checking in this video. It's never meant to be a full-blown how to ride in the winter type video, but I for one will be cycling through the next few months, maybe choosing my battles wisely, choosing my days. I'm trying to avoid conditions where it's just outright dangerous, but I think personally, when you ride through the hard seasons, when the weather's a bit grim and it's a bit cold, you really do appreciate when it all comes together and you get a clear day. And when spring and summer comes around again, man, it just feels so much sweeter, I think, if you've been out battling through the harder months. If that's not your thing, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? Hang the bike up, do something else, jump on the indoor trainer. It's not my cup of tea, but it's such a useful tool for maintaining fitness over the next few months. As I said, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and if it's getting into summer where you are, man, I'm so jealous, and enjoy it. Anyway, that's enough blathering for me. Just wanted to check in, say hi, and hopefully some more videos, some more rides coming as we lead up to Christmas and the New Year. So, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and happy cycling. I'll see you out on the roads or the trails very soon. Bye!